recording. So this is a plank heavy workout today, and I just wanted to take a moment to remind everybody that if being on your hands is really tense on your wrists and your wrists don't love that angle, you can always go up on your knuckles, or you can be on your forearms. And we're going to start off with a really slow mountain climber. So I'm going to back way up over here. I'm doing this like I'm doing it on a desk. So I have my timer here. And this is my imaginary desk right here. And I'm going to do my mountain climber just moving my right leg. So this is my right leg here. It is going to come up towards my right elbow and then across towards my left elbow. We're going to do that for 30 seconds here. Starting now, everybody join me. And when you're doing your plank, ensure that you're really pressing the floor away. You're tucking a little bit through your tailbone so I'm not dropping my belly button towards the floor. I have a nice straight line from ears through shoulders, hips, and heels, and then I'm moving. Checking in here, making sure my core is drawn in really nice and tight, across my body, drawn a little bit tighter, and then put my foot down. You can take a little mini rest at any point here, and then repeat. Beautiful, one more. Beautiful. And then we're just going to switch to the other side. So taking that time to switch, and now we're just going with the left leg. Still in that plank position, I'm just acting it out so you can see at a different angle. I'm drawing my belly button in tighter and in tighter here. Beautiful. Continuing in tighter and in tighter. You guys continue. It looks like some people were having trouble getting into the meeting. Wonderful. All right. And then you're going to do a slow mountain climber.
Sophie, I'll deal with it.
Oh, thank you very much. All right. So now we're doing a slow mountain climber. So I'm back down in my mountain climber position and I'm going across my body. We're alternating. So left leg is going way past the right elbow and then way past the left elbow. As I switch, keeping my core in really nice and tight. Beautiful. Saying something nice to my body, like, oh, good job, you're working really hard. And one more on each side. Nice. Take a little mini rest for your shoulders, your wrists, your arms here. Let your core relax, and then we're going to re-engage your abs. So drawing belly button in tighter, sides of your waist in, lifting up through your pelvic floor, and then remembering to breathe here. As we go back and forth, we're going to do a T-plank. So we're going to maintain this really deep engagement all the way around your core as you go back and forth in a T-plank. It's going to look like this. So we've got a side plank, regular plank, and then the other side. 30 seconds here. And you'll notice, if you pause here, re-engage everything. Pause here, re-engage. You'll notice as you go back and forth, your core is being challenged from different angles as gravity's pulling on you from different angles. So you'll feel that shift as you turn. It's really awesome for teaching your body how to react to gravity, how to maintain that engagement as it's experiencing these shifts. Beautiful. Take a little mini rest here. Deep breath. And then you're going to come back to that side plank. Again, here, we're going to have that really perfect, beautiful plank form. So imaginary line right through the center of my face, center of my chest, center of my hips to between the 2 feet. And then if you want to, you can start level 1 with the bottom knee dropped. Level 2, regular plank. Level 3, you add a little crunch. So you draw your knee up towards your elbow as fast as you can, really trying to maximize that contraction bringing the knee up super, super high, and then down. Now, make sure you're maintaining that core engagement, even though you're moving. So pausing here, drawing everything in tighter, and then letting it go down. Beautiful. One more, and done. So let's go ahead and do the other side. 30 seconds here. So level 1, knee on the ground. Level 2, just a nice, beautiful straight line. Level 3, adding the crunch. Now, while I'm in my plank, I want to imagine a wall behind me. So the top shoulder is staying back on the wall. My top hip is on the wall, not way far back, just stacked on top of that lower hip. And of course, my core is staying in tight, protecting my back. And take a little rest here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to give our shoulders and arms and hands a little bit of a rest, do some standing ab exercises. So coming up here, first start off with that really awesome deep core engagement. Bring your feet in together, and we're going to do a little bit of a standing side crunch. So for this, bringing your hip all the way up, I'm just going to start with my right leg. My hip is all the way up, then bringing my knee all the way up and trying to get as close as I can to get that crunch. So the movement is in the hip, bringing the hip all the way up, using the obliques to get the hip up there and then get the knee up there. Why am I playing with the hips? Because I'm a pro sloucher. So it's very easy for me to slouch my elbow down, very hard to bring my knee up and my hip up super high. So let's hang out there for 30 seconds. And we'll alternate sides. So right knee up and down. Left hip up, left knee up and down. Go nice and slow because it gives your body time to engage the core. So belly button in tighter, in tighter, in tighter. And then maintaining that engagement as you switch the positions. Beautiful. One last one here. Nice. So now we're going to do another standing ab move. It's kind of like a wood chopper. What we're going to do though is we're going to really break the movement down. So I'm going to, sort of standing sideways, going to tuck through my lower back a little bit. So tucking my hips, almost like the hips are a wagon wheel, and we're rolling the wheel back. And then from here, I'm going to twist. So I've tucked my hips, my core is drawn in really nice and tight, and I'm going to twist, bringing my right elbow towards my left hip. And I'm going to sort of squeeze that contraction. So really making sure I'm getting maximum range of motion and then maximum range of motion. I'm not slouching in though. I'm trying to keep the movement in my lower back and in my hips to keep that, that lower engagement here, my middle and lower abs. Okay. So 30 seconds here. Pausing, squeezing it a little bit tighter, and then coming up, tucking the pelvis again, squeezing it a little tighter, and then keep going. We're only going to one side here. Beautiful. Thinking about maximum range of motion, thinking about our time under tension. So here I've tucked, I've got a little tension going on, and then I'm going to twist and get a little bit of tension going on again, and coming back up. Awesome, other side, tucking and twisting. And if anybody is noticing that as they twist, they're twisting through their hips, that's going to confound this. So really try and keep your hips stable and square to me or the wall in front of you or the imaginary wall in front of you, and then just twisting through the middle of your body here as you twist. If you twist like this, it's not going to do very much because the twist is happening through your hips and your knees and your ankles as well, and you're going to go, gosh, I'm twisting so far, why don't I feel anything? That's because you're moving through different joints. So one last tuck, one last twist, and wonderful job. We finished our standing aspect of the series here. We're going to move on and come back down to sort of this quadruped position and do some pointer dogs. So when we're doing these, if you're on the floor, make sure you're in a beautiful tabletop position. If you're at your desk, you're going to again be aiming for a flat back. It's going to look a little different unless you have the flexibility to come down onto your elbows here. But when you do a pointer dog, you want your back to be flat. So even making sure that you're not rounded through the back, your upper back is flat, your lower back is flat, and you're keeping that deep core engagement of your belly button drawn in tight, pelvic floor lifted. From here, I'm going to take my left arm, bring it up towards the ceiling, thumb is pointed up here, and at the same time, my right leg. So we've got opposites going. And we're just going to stay on one side there. Just my left arm and right leg is going here. This is super easy. Pause at the top, squeeze up a little bit higher, then come down. That increases the time under tension. And 1 second left. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Right arm is going up towards the ceiling. Right thumb is going up towards the ceiling. Pause at the top, squeeze up a little higher, then come down. Beautiful. Hopefully you're starting to feel a lovely, glorious heat coming into your body here, and it's feeling really good. Sometimes you have to make your own sunshine. It has to come from inside of you. Wonderful. All right, so the next exercise is bringing your thumb out to the side. So I'm going to act this out standing up just so it's easier to see. Before, my left arm and my right leg were moving. My left arm was coming up. Now, my thumb is still going to be pointed towards the ceiling, but it's going to be coming out to the side. And my right knee is going to be coming out to the side. So sort of like I'm doing a fire hydrant. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm also going to act it out down here. But for now, just think about going like this in your quadruped position. All right, 30 seconds, let's go. Thumbs coming up to the ceiling. And we're breathing. And we're checking in, pausing at the top, squeezing up a little higher, and then coming down. Beautiful. We can do a quick transition and switch sides. This time I'll demonstrate from the front. Maybe it'll be easier to understand and see a few different angles. So. You can see that my thumb's going up. What you can't see is what my belly button is doing. That's staying drawn in really nice and tight. And I pause and I re-engage and I squeeze up a little bit higher and then I come down. That's our time today, everybody. Hope you had a great time working out together, just getting in a little bit of extra movement, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.